like bringing back memories of the burger I ate a few days ago.
I knew eventually the bagel was going to hit my stomach harder than a 2 a.m. Taco Bell run, so I did my best to enjoy it as much as possible while I could.
I want you all to comment down below right now what your favorite bagel is. A lot of people like plain bagels, a lot of people like everything bagels. Me personally, I'm team cinnamon raisin. This is still good too.
After I got to the halfway point, I was incredibly surprised that my stomach wasn't doing all that bad, so I decided to carry on.
This is how I cut carbs.
But unfortunately, a few bites later,
This bagel is so big and fluffy.
the bagel caught up with me.
Which is pretty much gonna be me after this is over. Well, everyone, both my stomach and my intuition are telling me kind of chill out right now because this bagel is very dense. It's a lot denser than I thought. Plus, I have those pickles and the rest of the Nutella to finish before midnight, or else whatever I get next has to get more stuff added to it.
After walking off roughly 100 calories out of the 10,000 I had just eaten, oh god, I fell asleep on the couch for a little while. After waking up and realizing how full I still was, I knew that considering I had the rest of the Nutella bucket left, along with half the bagel, I was going to need a strategy. So I decided to bring out the warm water. Liquid is crucial in food challenges because it can soften up hard food items and make them easier to digest, and this bagel was a perfect candidate. I decided to shift my focus to the remaining ham and eggs and save the bagel for last. But after I started on them, I knew I had to get the pickles out of the way as soon as possible.
Just gotta do it. If you guys are still with the flow of the video, drop a pickle because I'm about to subject myself to pickles.
As I expected, this was horrible, but thankfully, I had something on hand to reawaken my taste buds.
It's time to cleanse that disgustingness out of my mouth with some wow sauce.
Even though my signature wow sauce does make every meal a memorable one, the fact that I was still eating one of my least favorite foods on earth was kind of...
Rizzler3638, I hate you.
But shockingly, I was able to not just finish off the rest of the ham, eggs, and bacon, but the pickles as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in my entire life, I can actually say that I've eaten a jar of pickles. This is the only time in my life I ever want to say I've done that.
But now it was time for the hardest part, the dense, doughy bagel.
I'm gonna warn you all right now, what you're about to witness is not gonna be pretty, but food challenges aren't always glamorous.
The water from earlier was meant specifically for one reason, dunking. At this point, my taste buds were completely non-operational, so that being said,
Oh man, this bagel is so dense.
my only focus was to finish this bagel by any means necessary.
Oh, I'm just eating slower, slower, and slower.
Not only was my speed slowing down, but my brain was as well.
This bagel is literally something that's, yeah, it's really big. I legit, I don't even know what I'm saying. Well, everybody, I have made it through 25%, if not more, of the bagel. About 9:40 right now, which means I have a little bit over 2 hours to get this down, along with the leftover Nutella. What I'm gonna do is lay on the couch like a beach.
At this point, I was beyond full, and when I say that, I mean it.
I feel like I'm 37 months pregnant. Oh my goodness. That is a bread baby like no other.
And to make things worse, I still hadn't emotionally recovered from the Nutella that I ate the night before. I spent the next 20 minutes trying to convince myself to sit down and eat, but with no strategy, I just couldn't do it. I finally thought of something, and I just hoped it was gonna work.
1068 grams.
I figured since dunking the bagel in water would help soften it up, I could use milk instead and finish the leftover Nutella.
Go big or go home.
And as I took my first bite, I realized it was actually working better than I thought it would. But with less than 10 minutes left, I was gonna have to put the pedal to the metal.
Oh my gosh.
While finishing the bagel was the goal from the very beginning,
And just like that, everybody, the bagel is down. The only thing that remains is friggin' Nutella.
I now had to eat the one thing I feared the most, straight up Nutella.
Oh, this is gonna be rough, but like 6 minutes left.
This spoonful of Nutella hit my taste buds like it was a spoonful of wasabi. But with only a few bites left, I was almost done with the bucket.
This is so sweet. I don't even know if I'm still in the same position.
And even with the odds stacked against me, I managed to finish off the Nutella and get the win.
I'm calling that done, everybody. With less than 2 minutes to spare, this challenge is complete. Oh my sweet goodness. I'm never gonna look at Nutella the same after this.
The next day, I woke up after the worst night of sleep I've had in a long time, and also with a really bad stomach.
I really hope there's nothing on my doorstep.
For the rest of the morning, I sat at the counter reminiscing on all the poor dietary choices I'd made over the last 4 days. Around 2 or 3 p.m., the thought occurred to me that not all delivery guys were in the doorbell, and that there may be a package on the porch, so I reluctantly went back to check. As I'm sure you can imagine, my taste buds were pretty confused at this point. And you might be confused as well if I were to tell you that I was currently on my way to McDonald's. But for something you might not expect.
Hi, can I get one medium Diet? Not here for gods.
For some reason, the crispiness of the Diet Coke was what I needed more than anything.
All I can say is I'm looking forward to finally having some energy today.
After my nap, I decided to check the porch again a few hours later.
I'm Stephanie, actor and Walmart Plus member. I get to choose my video streaming service at no extra cost. Who knew? Which to choose? This is really hard. Just choose something, please. Don't be pushy.
Wait, did we finally agree?
The most destinations to get the trip out of the group chat. That's what the world's biggest airline can do for you.
I forgot I ordered extra. Charmin, if you're watching, I love your products. I went to bed that night getting the much needed stomach break that I was looking for. But what showed up at my doorstep next was about to be the complete opposite of what I was looking for. And not in a way you'd expect. I woke up the next morning and checked the porch only to see nothing. Shortly after that, I took Apollo out for a little walk, dressed like every Californian dresses when it's 170 degrees. After walking for about a half an hour, I came back and saw the one thing I was hoping not to see.
Well, I'm definitely gonna want to change outfits for this.
You know that feeling you get when you're a kid and it's Christmas morning? You take a peek at a present and you see a little bit of what's inside, and what you see makes you think you got exactly what you hoped for. This wasn't one of those times.
What?
Giant Oreo cookie sounds amazing. I wonder why it asked me for milk or dark chocolate.
Item number 5, a giant chocolate Oreo. An Oreo so big it's about 50 times bigger than a regular Oreo.
Gotta be honest, everyone, I'm a little disappointed. I thought this was gonna be an actual Oreo, but I haven't had quite enough chocolate this week. So why not have some more?
After my hopefully obvious sarcasm, I got the milk ready.
Obviously, that's not gonna work. There's absolutely no purpose to this milk because this is not actually an Oreo cookie, but I don't know, it just looked cool.
Even though the first bite was, well, hard, I actually thought this tasted pretty good.
Wow. I can't believe I'm doing this, but
To me, this Oreo had a perfect blend of both milk chocolate and white chocolate.
just imagine this is an actual Oreo cookie.
Using some milk I didn't actually need, I got back to work on the rest of the Oreo. Which, as you can see and hear, was about as hard as a rock. Then a random thought occurred to me as I chewed through more of this hard chocolate.
You know, a lot of you watch these challenges worried about my health, and I actually have to let all you know that I'm doing cardio right now. Chewing burnt calories.
Only a few minutes later, I was already halfway through the Oreo.
Right, halfway through. This is a lot of chocolate.
And even though I was more chocolated out than I'd ever been in my life,
Well, everyone, all I can say is that my blood type is now chocolate. If anyone needs me after this, I'll be in my own self-induced existential sugar crisis somewhere over there. Well, everyone, the giant chocolate Oreo is complete. But seriously though, if anybody needs me,
after the Oreo, I laid on the couch like a beached whale, and after that, I decided to check the porch again. Well, it's just after midnight, and as of now, I have officially made it through this challenge. And I would just like to say I'm a very full human being. I also never want to look at another piece of chocolate ever again.
I did not order a pizza. Well, on the plus side, at least I know exactly what I'm gonna wear for this.
it's a little small, but oh well.
The next item on my list was a giant Reese's cup.
Fun fact, this is over 100 times bigger than a regular Reese's peanut butter cup. Another fun fact is that I'm going to be 100 times bigger than I was before I started this challenge after I eat this. Did that make sense? Whatever.
Even though I'm a big Reese's guy, I bit into this thinking I'd hate every bite. But after all the chocolate I'd eaten yesterday, the salty peanut butter was actually a pleasant surprise.
This, my friends, is a very tasty peanut butter cup.
Well, I should say it was a pleasant surprise at first.
This peanut butter cup is so rich, you could probably buy Twitter. All right, I need some milk. This is ridiculous. Dude, you gotta be kidding me.
Not having any milk during a challenge like this was like diving into a pool with no water in it.
Remember to stay hydrated, everyone. Also, don't ever do anything like this. If I actually finish the rest of this, I feel like I'll legally become half Reese's.
I finally managed to get to the last quarter of the Reese's, and when I noticed the time was only just after 3, I decided that finishing it off as early as possible was the best thing to do.
Since it's still a little earlier, I desperately need some milk. I'm gonna go run some errands. And also try to forget about what I just put in my body.
As I enthusiastically went back to the store, I ran into something I wish I wouldn't have. After that, I got my hands on some fat-free milk. When I got into my car, reality set in. It's a very unsettling reminder that I should probably stop eating. After filling up my tires, I was looking forward to relaxing for the rest of the night. But unfortunately for me, the day was far from over.
I feel like people at UPS are probably starting to.
Oh my god.
Item number 7, the world's biggest chocolate truffle.
I will pay the price for my arrogance. Judgment upon you.
Item number 7, the world's biggest chocolate truffle.
It's kind of like a coconut. Hopefully this chocolate won't be too hard.
Spoiler alert, my teeth were about to hate me.
There's some bitter chocolate. Those are kind of nice.
With a little over 4 hours left to eat 8 pounds of chocolate, I felt like I was walking into a losing battle. But the main thing that was going to be lost here was my dad's mind if he ever watches this video.
Ow. I don't think I've ever eaten this much. Yeah, I've definitely never eaten this much chocolate in my entire life.
The only strategy I had here was to use as much milk as I needed to get through as much of the truffle as I could.
I feel like my hands look like I've been doing push-ups in mud or something. Curiosity has me, I gotta try this inside.
I wasn't really sure how to eat the inside, so I of course did what came naturally.
What I gotta do. It tastes like what they put in between a cake.
Each forkful of this ganache literally tasted like I was eating straight cake frosting. But to my surprise, I was able to get to the halfway point.
I made it through 40 to 50% of this chocolate. The tea is real right now, and I purposely did not go for anything salty.
I wanted to hold off on resorting to salt until I took down as much of the truffle as possible. But with a little over 90 minutes left, I finally gave in.
I have no idea what I'm doing anymore.
After making a new hole in my table, I knew that with a little over an hour and a half left, I was going to have to eat fast, which unfortunately was going to be very difficult.
It's like the Death Star of chocolate.
At this point, biting into this truffle was like biting into a frozen brick dipped in cocoa powder.
Not good. That one, I followed that last one.
As I got more into the truffle, I did my best to think of the positives of the situation.
The most difficult part is that the dark chocolate is such a nice contrast between the sweet and